hey, for being the first time, it was cool. I like talking to people. I don't know if you noticed. I'm a people person.
Oh, okay. I'm live. I'm just over here watching Reyes
You
is
know what?
live, getting
I have
ready
a
to
question
go
for you guys.
live.
I have a question for 12 people watching right now. Who else do you follow
Let me
and subscribe
see.
to for t-shirt tutorials like me? I know t-shirt chick. I know campaign. Who else?
What's up, Jason? You the first one in here, I think. I was over here watching CC or Royalty. I think he's getting ready to go off in a couple of minutes. What's going on, Javier? I'm doing good. What's up, Antonio? How you doing, Azura Ramirez? What do y'all have going on today? What's up, Judah? What's up, Gabe Campos? And how are you, Jewel? I'm good. Thank you, DJ Chill. Javi, is that Javier? Am I pronouncing it correctly? You say you being lazy. That sound about like me. I've been pretty lazy myself. Look, I just had a break this week too, Antonio. I took this whole week off. After that week of doing graduation shirts, I needed a little break, so I kind of just took the whole week off. But I'm about to hit it starting Monday morning. How you doing, Paula? DJ Chill in H-Town. I'm not that far from you. I have some people in Houston. Judah, yes, I do silk screen. You see my press back here? What's up, Tashay NYB Bo? I'm not sure. Tashay NYB Bo? All right, DJ Chill, that's what's up. Oh, Javier, you just took the weekend off. I usually take the weekends off because I'm a single parent. So, I have my kids. So, I try to take the weekend off to do stuff with them usually and spend time with them. Oh, okay, Jewel. I just printed graduation shirts. We had our high school graduation last week, and I had one order for college graduation shirts from last week. Yeah, Antonio, I see you. You say you do vinyl. That's how I started off. Once you start getting real big orders, you may get into the screen print because it'll make things a whole lot easier. Chill Tees, I like that. I like that name, DJ Chill. What's my Facebook? I don't really go on Facebook. My Facebook is Original CNY Singer, but to be honest with you, I can't tell you the last time I've been on Facebook. That's my personal page. I don't really like Facebook. I don't really do Facebook. The only time I really go on Facebook regularly is during football season because I post my t-shirts that I'm going to be printing for the week because I do need new shirts each week. So that's about the only time that I will be on Facebook. What's up, Aspire T? Thank you for watching my videos. Uproar, are you getting or am I getting a shirt from Custom Royalty? I can't even talk today. I don't know. I may order one. I was just on his live a little earlier. I think he may be finishing up though. I had to put it on silent because it was interfering with my sound on my live. Okay, Antonio, I do a little bit of graphic, decals. I said graphic. Decals myself a little bit. Chinibi. Okay, I'm sorry. I really messed that one up. Chinibi. What nationality is that? What language is that? What's up, Tammy? How you doing? Yes, I do have an Instagram, DJ Chill, and it is T-Shirt Chick TV. I had to put the TV on the end because T-Shirt Chick was already taken. Thank you, Ray G. Yeah, Antonio, when I was on Facebook a little bit, I had my business page. I actually deleted that. I don't know, you know how long it takes Facebook to delete stuff off of there, but all I had on there that I used for business was the group, so that they would know when I was printing a new design. So I agree you can build your business with Facebook. I just personally don't like Facebook for personal reasons. It's a lot of stuff that they do, and that they funded by the CIA. Not that I'm doing anything illegal, but I just don't like people all in my business like that. Thanks, Tammy. I have been enjoying going live and kind of getting to know y'all a little bit. Azura Ramirez said, what program do I use for setting up patterns? If you mean in designs, I mostly use Photoshop. I need to learn Illustrator more because I can barely do a few things in Illustrator, and I use Rolling Cut Studio because I have a rolling cutter, and it's that's what I used to cut everything out with. Yeah, word of mouth is one of the main things because you can have all the websites and everything else, and if you don't treat your customers right, they will badmouth you and cause you to lose business. So you always gotta do good work and trying to make it a little more bright in here because I don't know if that's why it's not showing up as clear to me. But word of mouth is a big thing with your business. You want to treat your customers right. Let me see. What's up, Scooby-Doo? Let me see. No, I don't go to any trade shows. I need to. L.165 asked that question. Do I go to trade shows? I need to, but I'm like in a small town, and the closest trade show probably would be in Dallas, which is about 3 hours from me. So I would have to kind of plan, but I have been saying I'm going to start trying to go to some. Yeah, Judah Israel, I don't really care for Facebook just like you, but with Instagram, I don't know. I don't really know a lot about it. It's still probably some things I don't know how to do because I still have some issues with that sometimes. But mostly when I'm on there, I just snap the picture and, put a little filter on it if it needs one and like other people's pictures and get off. I'm not really on there much. And when people ask me questions on there, because it's on my phone, I get notified so I can answer them quickly. Because I have an email, but it's just like so much junk coming through my email that I don't really check it all the time. Like sometimes, I'll go through and look for stuff on it, but I don't really just check it every time it goes off. T-shirt chick, I know you're a former ball player. Who do I got winning it all? Well, I'm probably going to make a lot of people mad when I say this, but I don't like LeBron James. I used to love LeBron James until he started all that flopping and stuff. And then I kind of, I don't really care for him after that. I feel like he's one of the best players, but I don't really like him. My favorite players is the Greek Freak and Kawhi Leonard. But I mean, I do like the Warriors, so I'm kind of going for them in the NBA Finals. Okay, Jules Shelton is setting up the first Etsy page today, but haven't put that much on it. Well, that's a good start. You know, you got to get started, and eventually you'll get more into it. All right, DJ Chill. I'll look you up on there. Chill Tees. That's easy to remember. I'll look you up on there. I'm gonna do it right now. To make sure I don't forget. And let me see. Let me see. Okay, Tammy, I'm in Virginia, but moving to Columbia, South Carolina soon. Let me see. All right, Aspire. I knew I was gonna make a lot of people mad with that because people go hard for LeBron. But I mean, I used to like him. I believe when you're an athlete, and especially as athletic and as big and strong as he is, he shouldn't do all that flopping. Then every time he get the ball, he want to run people over and knock them down and go through them to score. But you know, that's all good. All right, let me look up Chill Tees so I won't forget. Anybody else, if you want me to follow you on Instagram, if you tell me your information, I'll go ahead and look it up right now. All right, I got you, DJ Chill, and I just followed you. Anybody on here got any t-shirt questions? All right, this is my mom calling me. I got to answer this right quick. I'm sorry. Hello? I'm doing a live. I do a live every Sunday at 4. But I'm on now. And I'm talking to you on live. Bye. Okay. That's a lot of them. I might have to screenshot to find all these. I'm going to try to look them up, though. Yeah, I'm going to have to screenshot these. All right. Yeah, I'm going to have to screenshot these so I can have a picture of them. I'm not going to be able to look all of these up right this moment. But I will look y'all up and add y'all, especially if y'all doing t-shirts, printing t-shirts. Because I try to follow some other people on there, but I don't really be on there that much. Let me see. Javier Arrayas asked, do he need to order some vinyl? Is Amazon a good place to order from? Well, mostly when I order from Amazon, I'm ordering like a starter pack. Like if it's something that I need, like if you watched a few of my videos, one video I needed something quick for like one shirt, so I ordered the pink vinyl, some light pink vinyl because that's not really one of my popular colors, and I rarely have most people ask for hot pink, so I didn't want to have to order a lot of that. But if I'm ordering a lot of vinyl, I either go to Styles or eBay, this new little place. I linked it in one of my videos. I think it was actually my last video or the second to last. It's called eBay Vinyl, and that's a cheap place to order it from. But as far as Amazon, I mean, they may have some good prices on there, but mostly what I do with that is order like starter packs. So if you are just starting out, that wouldn't be a bad idea to kind of get a few different colors. Because when you first starting out, you're probably not going to have big orders. So you can get a few of the sample packs with different colors in it. And, you can go from there and kind of see what the popular colors for you are. And then I will order some bigger rolls. And especially with the black and white, I always order more black and white than I do any other colors. Let me see. All right, L.165. Thank you for the shout out. I plan to keep on doing tutorials. I got a video already scheduled to come out Monday. It was some graduation shirts that I printed, and I did find that basketball video y'all had been asking about. So it'll either be out Tuesday or Wednesday. I still haven't did the voiceover on it, but I'll be doing some more editing tonight, trying to get the other videos done for y'all. Charles Ezenek, how many coats of emulsion do I use? What's up, Charles? How you doing? I try to do one coat on the front and one coat on the back. But if for some things you may want a thicker coat. But I wouldn't do more than 2 coats on each side. Azura Ramirez, tips on halftones. For halftones, you would want to only do 1 coat. You don't want it so thick when you're doing halftones. So that's pretty much the only tip I can give you. And you're gonna have to get a higher mesh screen to do halftones. I've done halftones with 160 mesh, but they don't come out as well as they would if you had like a 230 mesh screen. Let me see. Antonio, I see you say you want to get into screen printing for big orders. What you could probably do is find you like a 1-color press, or you could either go on eBay or Amazon, and they have like some cheaper presses. If you go to Ryanair, they do have everything there, but a lot of the things that they have there, I feel like are overpriced. You can find a similar press to get started with, to see if you're gonna like everything, and then once you decide you like it, I would recommend getting you like a big floor model press. They have a lot of different brands of them. The one that I have is like a starter press. It's a decent press. I just don't really like Vaztecs. I just had a few issues dealing with them in the beginning when I got my press. Okay, Antonio Curry. I own a Udo. Had it for years. Just took it out of the box. Yeah, that Udo, the way that they made it. When they showed the commercials, they made it like you could do a whole bunch of shirts. But if you're gonna do a whole bunch of shirts, you're probably gonna either have to make you some of those platens or pallets to put the shirt on, because it's hard to take the shirts off of there without them being dried or cured. So you're gonna have to either wait till they dry or try to cure them on there, but then that's plastic, so it may melt. But that you do the glass unit with the light in it, it does make a good exposure unit for when you sorting out. That's what I used, and it did a good job. Let me see. Antonio, what's your hashtag that you created? Yeah, Scooby Doo, that's a good idea too. Wear your designs. I always make sure to have a business card with me everywhere I go. Well, some business cards with me everywhere I go. And anytime I get the opportunity, like sometimes you'll have on a shirt and people will be like, "Where you get that shirt from?" And you just tell them you make shirts and give them a card. Let me see. 4-color separation. Have you used it? Is 4-color separation a program? I'm not sure if that's what you're asking, but I have done 4-color separations. The most colors I printed on a shirt is 6, and actually I have the shirt in here. If you guys want to see it, I'll go grab it. It was a shirt I did for this basketball team. I used to play for the Shreveport Suns, and I had printed some shirts for them one time. Antonio said I saw it be like $30. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Okay. I'll grab that. Jewel Shelton said to put your logo and QR code on the back of your shirts. Antonio Curry says social media has truly helped me create a clientele because if people need logos and custom work done, they tag me. I'm gonna grab this shirt right quick. I'll be right back. The 6-color shirt that I did. Judah Israel said, "Do I make heat press transfers?" No, I do not make heat press transfers. That's something that I want to get in the future, though. This is the shirt right here. It's got red, yellow, black, gray, orange. Actually, you know what? I just lied. It's a 5-color shirt. It's not a 6-color shirt. I'm sorry. It's been some years since I did this shirt. And as you see, it was under another shirt. Let me try to hold it up here so y'all can see it. But it's actually a 5-color shirt. And this is actually the most colors that I have done on a shirt, which is, it wouldn't be nothing extra. It wouldn't be a lot harder just to add one more color. But this is the shirt that I did, and I didn't do the design. Somebody else did the design for them, and they just asked me to print the shirts, and I printed the shirts. Let me see. Antonio Curry, where did I get my wall grid from? It's a little store in Shreveport. What is the name of this store? It's like it sells like all kind of store fixtures and stuff like that. But they do have another store. And look, this is kind of like a show and tell it. But I hadn't been too long got a magazine from it. Let me see if I can find it. Store Supply, that's the name of it. It's a place called Store Supply. They have a website, storesupply.com, I think. And they actually have a place in Shreveport also, which is about an hour from me, where you can where I can go pick up whatever I order so that I can save on shipping. Can't talk today. Judah Israel, I see down here you said you're looking for somebody to do some heat press transfers. Are you looking for screen printed transfers or just the ones that are printed out? No, I don't. I don't make them and sell them. I do make I do make heat press transfers sometimes that you use with the laser printer or the inkjet printer. And every time I move this, it messes up. I'm trying to adjust it right. But every time I do it, because I'm sure this light is kind of bright to y'all, so I'm trying to make it where that light is not so bright up there. Sims Rag asks, what do I think about a homemade DTG machine? If I knew how to build things, I would make me one. I mean, I think it's a good idea. I'm not good at building things, but I think that's a great idea. Anytime you can make something yourself instead of having to spend so much money for it, I think that's a good thing. Jules Shelton says she want to get into screen printing and looking for starter equipment. I'm gonna be working on trying to get that video out this week, Jewel. I had a couple of people asking about like startup packages for starting a t-shirt business, like screen printing and heat press transfer. So I'm gonna try to get the video out this week, and maybe that'll help you out some. Antonio Curry, how much is a two-shirt? It kind of depends on the order, like what type of design and how many prints and the sizes and stuff like that. But I guess the prices would be starting around $20 or so, depending on the person. For me in Louisiana, I can charge $20. I can really charge $25 because that's what a lot of the places charge. But like that's starting off with one color, and as you add to it, the price can go up as high as the person is willing to pay. Let me see. L.165 asks, can I recommend a good t-shirt? The t-shirt that I use most of the time is the Gildan 5000, and that's pretty much my most requested t-shirt also. The only time I use something different is when the customer requests it, and sometimes I may have to do like a polyester shirt or something like that, and I may use different brands, like depending on what the customer is wanting. If they're wanting something real fancy or expensive, sometimes other shirts it's kind of based on the price. Like some people they might want a certain type of shirt, like they might want a tank top, but they might want the cheapest tank top. Then some people want a certain tank top, and they don't care about the price. So it just kind of depends. But you said a good t-shirt wholesalers. I'm sorry, I can't read. I have talked about a few of them that I use, and that's Staten, that's S&S, that's Heritage Sportswear, and any of those would be fine. I haven't had any problems with any of them. What's the best screen printing starter kit? I would recommend starting with a 4-color press if you can, and I'm gonna have to go ahead and get started doing this research so that I can go and get this video up for y'all. But I'm trying to think of the company, the one that Jonathan Catspit Productions. I was looking on his page a while back. It's been a couple of years, but he had this press on there. It was a floor model press, but it was a starter press. If they would have had that press when I first started, before I got the silver press, I probably would have got that press. And I can't think of what it's called right now, but it's just like a regular basic it's got 4 platens, and you can print 4 colors. And it was he had it on like one of his videos or whatever. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time thinking of something today. Let me see. Jason N said the Gildan is cheap, but I don't much like them. Yeah, that's what most of my customers request. I just basically get what they request because I don't have a clothing line or anything. So if I did, I would use a better shirt, but I pretty much just go with what my customers want. I do sometimes have customers that ask for specific things, but Gildan is mostly what they want. Jason N said Gildan is getting worse. You know, something that my customers don't really like about Gildan is that when they order the little kid shirts, they started making their shirts real big. Usually I have to order an Anvil shirt if they have like smaller kids, you know, because the Gildan shirts, they're extra small and medium is about the same size. Yeah, Scooby-Doo. I think trade shows would be an excellent source to make up your mind about wholesalers and a lot of other things too, because you actually get to see everything live. Like, I live in a small town. I have never actually seen the inside of anybody's screen print shop. Well, the back part of it. I've been in the front of a few of them, but the work area of a screen shop, except for mine. So I think that would be a nice place to go, and you can check out everything and see what you like and don't like about equipment or suppliers or whatever. How you doing, Ludwig VI64? Ludwig VI64. Yeah, Jason, I like Anvil a little bit myself. I might, if it was something that I had to do for myself, I would go with the Anvil shirts. How you doing, Chalk Labs? Yep, I'm on here on Sundays at 4 o'clock Central Time from now on, unless for some reason I can't. But I'm gonna try to do it for sure, cause even if I don't have my computer with me, I can do it from my phone. Lou Richards asks, do your customers usually bring in their artwork, or do they want you to create something? Usually, they just, well, the artwork that they bring, I can't usually use. Like I was saying in the last video, I have people that go to places like Custom Ink, and they'll create a design, and then they'll want me to be able to put it on a shirt. But all it is like a mock-up of what they did on Custom Ink. So it don't really help me other than as for a reference. But most of them are not designers. So usually, I mean, I have a few that come in that have an actual design that I can use. But most of them, I have to create what they want. Charlie Mack, too much competition where I live. A way you can get around that is by offering something that they don't. I mean, I don't know exactly where you live, and I don't know about all the competition that they have, but maybe you could offer something that they don't offer, or do better customer service, or, better prices. When you first starting out, a lot of times you don't start off with the prices that everybody else have. You are kind of below theirs, and then once you get your customer base and they know the quality of your work, then you can kind of raise it up a little bit. Yeah, when I started off, I know I was like way below where I should have been, but I eventually got on track with everything. Let me see. How you doing, John, with Team Bros 211? I'm doing good, and thank you for watching my videos. Jason N says there's 5 screen printers in his area. Curry says, I wish I could show you my shop. You can do some videos, Antonio, or if you have an Instagram or whatever site you may have, maybe you can post some pictures or something if you can't do the video. But most people have cell phones. You can make videos with your cell phones. All you have to do, instead of holding it upright like this, I got it upside down. Instead of holding it upright like this, you turn it to the side so that it'll fill out the whole screen, and find you like a little tripod that you can use with your phone, and you can you can make some decent videos. A lot of people on here use their cell phones, and you can't even tell if they have a good phone or a phone with a good camera. Jason says he has 5 screen printers in his area. When I started my business, there was not anybody screen printing in my town. But then a while after that, I had a company. They were actually a printing company where they printed like paper goods and stuff like that. And they started printing T-shirts, but not long after that, they ended up going out of business. I don't know exactly what happened, but you know, they didn't last long. There are a few people around here that like do vinyl printing, vinyl T-shirts out of their house, but you know, a person just doing vinyl. If you're getting a lot of customers and they're wanting the exact same design, they can't really keep up with a person who is screen printing. Okay, Aspire T-shirt work said it. They live in Houston, and it's a T-shirt shop on every corner. Yeah, that is a lot of competition. Ludwig VI64 said, "How many years do I do this job, or do I do this job? Where did I learn this? I actually learned how to do everything online, watching YouTube videos, and through, you know, trial and error, and asking questions to people like Ryanette. That's when, you know, when I first started screen printing. But I've been screen printing for about 10 years or so, maybe a little more or less. I started around 2000. Well, I started doing T-shirts around 2008, somewhere off in there, and then in probably 2, maybe 3 years later, I started screen printing. But the first thing I started off doing was videos, like video editing, filming weddings and kids' parties and stuff like that. Let me see. Yeah, Judah Israel, I see you said you agree it's hard to keep up doing vinyl. You know, once you get to where, and I told about the first order. Well, it really wasn't that big of an order, but for vinyl, it's a big order. I had an order of 50 shirts. It was a front and back print, and it had like multi-colors, and it was a local church. And that was when I knew it had to be something easier, because I could not continue doing big orders that size, you know, with vinyl. So I eventually did a little research and found out about screen printing, and I just been rolling from there. Yeah, that's the thing about living in the big cities. I see Jason N says that Brooklyn has a lot of printers too, but I live in a small town. Like, it's about 30 minutes to the next town. It's two towns on the side, on each side. One is on the east side and one is on the south side. But Natchitoches and Leesville, they offer screen printing, but I'm the only one like locally in my town. Let me see. Oh 04, in God I trust. Oh 04 said, "How much do you think you spent buying everything you needed to start screen printing?" When I first started off, the only thing that I had this one color press, and I have since sold it. But I have a couple of videos of the press, and maybe I can do a video, because I do still have that video image, and kind of show you guys and do like a kind of like a story time and tell y'all about how I started and show y'all the equipment and stuff that I use. But that press was maybe $150. It was like a whole kit that I got from Ryanette for about $150, and I want to believe it even came with like one squeegee and maybe 1 or 2 screens and some ink and like everything you needed. And that, you know, that pretty much got me to printing. And then I was doing water-based printing at the time, and with the water-based printing, you can let it dry, and then you can either use an iron or a flash dryer or conveyor dryer or a heat gun to cure it. But at the time, I started off doing vinyl, so I already had my heat press, so I just used that to cure it. So I guess for about $150, if you're getting like a cheap one color press, that possibly could get you everything. But I'm working on trying to do the research and do a video so that I can try to help you guys out and know what y'all need to get started. And hopefully I'll try to get some of that research done tonight, and maybe I can get that video done this week. If not, I'm going to have to promise y'all that I can get it done for the following week, because I'm going to do everything I can to get it done this week. But right now, I have a couple of orders this week. I don't know exactly, well, if the people come, because I took off last week, so I had a few calls. But if the people come this week to order, so far I'll have a couple of orders. Okay. Yeah, I agree with that, Scooby-Doo. Vinyl can last for a long time as long as you apply it correctly. Antonio, the place where I got the grid wall is called Store Supply, I believe. Storesupply.com is I believe is the website. But the place that I got it from, I couldn't think of the name of it. It's like JMB or something like that. It's 2 letters, and it's like Store Supply. It's in Shreveport. It's like a smaller place. I don't think they have a website or anything. But if you just go online, go to Google and kind of type it in, you may be able to find some deals. But the place that one of the places where I got some of my store fixtures is Store Supply. I think it's storesupply.com if I'm remembering correctly. Let me see. PF Lamb says, sorry, just getting here. How long have I been in business? About around 10 years or so. I've actually been in this building since 2009, but I started printing in around like 2008, and I was only doing vinyl at that time. Chalk Labs, did I miss you talking about where to get the best prices on your blanks? Somebody asked about wholesale, where was a wholesale place or whatever, and I just named the wholesale places. I can't tell you which one has the best prices. They're pretty much all the same prices, and that would be S&S, Staten, and Heritage Sportswear. And they probably have some other places too, but those are the 3 that I have used. Antonio Curry, do I like the walk-in customer? Yeah, I actually prefer walk-in customers over the ones that call, because some people want to call and try to make an order over the phone, and I don't really like for them to even try that. I always try to get them off the phone and get them to come in, because I can't take orders over the phone. When you're dealing with, especially with group orders, say you may be ordering 25 shirts or something. That's not a whole lot of shirts, but if you got 25 people that's like, yeah, I want the shirt, but then only 10 of them give you the money to pay for the shirts, then, I don't know these people. You the one who got these people together and decided y'all wanted to order some t-shirts, so I need you to come in and pay your deposit. I don't need to talk to you on the phone about no order. If you can't come in and pay your deposit, then I can't consider it as an order. Now I do have a few regular people that I know, but I still wouldn't allow them to do a big order like that. If it's like a couple of shirts, maybe I could go ahead and print them for them. But you have to pay a deposit. I want you to come in my store. So yes, I prefer the walk-ins over the ones who try to call. And I have had it set up online through Square, like on the Square website, like with the football shirts. People was always wanting to call and want me to hold a shirt for them and stuff like that. But I tell them, I print the shirts for the football shirts as you come in. So if you go ahead and come in, I can print your shirt. If I run out of shirts in a certain size or color that you want it, then you could choose something else, or you could go online and pay. But I didn't really have a lot of people going online to pay, so I kind of stopped doing that. But I would like to get more of an online presence as far as possibly taking orders from people not even in this state and shipping them to you. Yeah, Judah Israel, get a wholesale license. It's easy. Yes, it is pretty easy. All you have to do is go ahead and register your business and get your tax ID number. And then I don't know for every state, but for Louisiana, once you get all of that information, you can go online and apply for your wholesale license, and they'll mail it to you. Actually, I believe you can print out that information. It's been a while since I did it or whatever, but they will mail it to you, the one that you're supposed to put on display in your store. It's not hard at all. I wish I didn't need a wholesale license here, Charlie Mack, because you have to get it renewed, however often. I guess it may all be the same, but possibly depending on where you live, you have to get it renewed every year. Gary Ruckus, let me get this right. Gary Ruckdishell, what first got you hooked on selling and making t-shirts? Well, my thing was I got tired of working for people. I got tired of working for other people. I actually, when I first moved back from Louisiana to Louisiana, I used to live in Mississippi. When I first moved back home, I was a teacher, and I was teaching at the alternative school, but I didn't really like that. There'll have to be another video of some issues that I had with that school or whatever. But once I kind of I was looking for some things to do, and the first thing I was like filming, because we have like this big block party every year, and that was the first thing I did. But then I was like, well, I'm not making enough doing that, so I need to find something else. And then I realized everybody wears t-shirts. You can't really go anywhere and not see a bunch of people with t-shirts on. The only place you might go and nobody have on a t-shirt is church or somewhere where you have to dress in a certain way. But pretty much everywhere you go, people have t-shirts on. So I was like, that's something I could get into. So I kind of started looking into it from there. And, it's just kind of a no-brainer. Everybody have t-shirts. So you ought to be able to sell something, sell something to somebody. And really, I guess to expand on that answer, once I started making money, I knew, that was kind of what I wanted to do, and I enjoyed doing it. Like my thing with t-shirts, like when I first started making t-shirts, like a lot of times you would make the t-shirts and you might not see the people with the t-shirts on for a long time. It might be the next year and you'll be like, I made that shirt for them. And I mean, that's just like a proud feeling. It was kind of the same feeling I got when I made videos and stuff too. Like when I would sell those DVDs and people would be reacting, and they would, like the next year when we had the little block party, and I know this is kind of off the subject of t-shirts, but the next year when the block party came, I would get pre-orders, and I would get people, you know, before I even had a chance to finish editing a video, looking for it. And I think it's kind of a satisfaction of pleasing people, you know. Not really that I'm a people pleaser, but making something that they like, you know, and that they look forward to. Okay, PF Lamb asks, do I have an order form that I use with my customers? Yeah, that was something I forgot. Somebody had asked me that. I'm gonna grab my order form and I'm gonna kind of show it to you guys, and maybe that can kind of give y'all an idea of how to make your own order form. Give me just a second. I'll be right back. Okay, right here, this is my order form. Did it quit? Is it still on it? Oh, I just wasn't on there for a minute, my bad. But right here, this is my order form. And it's like a basic order form. Let me see if y'all can see it. It's like a basic order form. I just have, like, you know, they put what they want on the back and the front of the shirt right here. And then right here, like, say that they want a pocket logo, they could just draw like a circle right here to kind of indicate where they want it. Or if they want like a small logo on the back, they could, you know, put a circle right there. And then you just put their name. And let me try to hold it still because you can't really see it that good. But I just have a place for their name, phone number, email, the shirt color, and the text color. And that's basic. I'm going to try to hold it right here so you guys can see it. Let me see. That's just my basic form. And then you have like a space right there for additional notes, like if it's something specific they wanted. And then right here I have, this is like my order form with the sizes for group orders to keep, you know, to kind of help them keep everything in order. So, you know, they can put the person's name and however many shirts they're ordering on there. And I'm going to try to hold it still so you can see it. But yeah, that's that form right there. And then I have my personalized print agreement right here. And this is basically just telling them what to expect. And this is also what I let them use as a receipt, which I give them another receipt also. But this is, they can use this as a receipt. And this is basically an agreement that I make between that person. And it basically saying, you know, when you do something personalized, it's not refundable. So, you know, that you want them to double check and make sure that everything is right before you print it. And then if it's a problem, that, you know, I'll do my best to take care of the problem. And when you have a group order, it's considered as one item, because when you go with the group orders, you're giving group pricing. So, you know, in order for them to keep the group pricing, they need to not have 25 shirts, or say they order 100 shirts. If they order 100 shirts and then they like, well, 50 people paid, I'm going to send them 50 people by there to pick up their shirts. They're not going to be able to pick their shirts up. I only deal with the person who is representing the group, the person who came in to make the order, unless they make arrangements with me and say, hey, someone else is going to pick it up. And as long as the money and everything is right, then, you know, they can pick it up. But you cannot send individuals to get a group order. So that's what I have that for. But maybe I can do another video and possibly offer these forms so that y'all can kind of do what y'all want to them. Y'all can print them out, and if y'all want to change them up to work for y'all, then that could be something that y'all could do. And I still got printing t-shirts. I still got the wrong name on this thing. Let me see. My phone is ringing again. This is my sister. Let me answer this right quick. Hey, I'm on live. All right. Bye. Let me see. Okay, how long did it take to get my equipment? Antonio Curry asked, how long did it take to get my equipment? What do you mean, how long did it take when I ordered it to come? Or like how many years did it take for me to get all the equipment that I have? It took probably about 2 weeks for the press to come in, and then I had to wait another week or two because it was missing a part, if you're talking about that. And if you're talking about the other, how long did it take me to get everything? I would really have to go back and look, but I had this press about maybe 5 years, something like that. So I was in this shop for 3 years before I got this press, but I had the other press before, the silver press before I got this press. Let me see. I need to get my notepad and be taking some notes too for some of these videos. KTM Films says, what vinyl cutter do I recommend? As far as printing for a long time and something that's being quick, I recommend the only company vinyl cutter that I've used is Roland. So I recommend their vinyl cutters. I mean, I'm sure other companies make some good cutters also, but that's just what I have used. And I have their 15-inch cutter that I had when I first started. It still works. I have not had any problems with it. The only thing I've had to do was replace a blade, which is a normal maintenance thing that you do, every few months, maybe 3 to 6 months, you may have to replace the blade. And let me see, I'm just taking some notes, but yeah, I haven't had any problems with that. Just like my press over there, it's it's a Hicks, the Econo press, the 15 by 15. I haven't had any problems with that press, and some people will tell you, in which I can't tell you don't do this, but if you are just starting out and you don't have a lot of money, getting a budget press like a $200 or $300 press or a cheaper vinyl cutter, just to get you started. But my first thing would be, okay, I'm going to get this so I can get started, and then as soon as I can, I'm going to go ahead and buy a better one, because this is the thing. Some people buy those presses and then they go out on them. And what if that press go out on you, or that cutter goes out on you, and you got a order that you have to get out by a certain time? So that's why I would recommend getting good quality brands. But just to get started, maybe you can start off with the cheaper versions, but as soon as I can, before I have any problems, I would go ahead and do that. And then once you get a better one, you can either keep the other one for backup, or you could possibly sell it. It's kind of up to you on that. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm behind on these questions. I'm trying to answer. Okay. Yeah, Antonio, I thought about that GCC Expert 24 cutter, That was one that I had thought about getting, but I had the 15-inch Roland, and then I was looking for a Roland GX24, like a used one. And I ended up finding one, and I kind of wanted to stick with Roland because I know their program. And like when you are working and printing these shirts and staying busy, sometimes you don't have time to go through and learn a whole new something. It just kind of slows you down a little bit. So I really did want to stick with Roland. But I mean, it's a good press, a good cutter. Well, Scooby Doo, that's not a bad idea. You saving money by not, like, I have this, before I ever can say that I made any money at this building that I have the rent that I pay every month, I have the internet bill that I pay over here, I have the water bill, and I have the electric bill that I pay over here. So that's 4 extra bills. And in my house, I have those same bills that I have to pay. So I'm paying double bills. So before I can even say I made a profit, I got to take out these bills that I made. So, that I mean, it's not a bad idea to have it in your house. And it's even better if you can buy your own place, once you've been working for a while, find your own place to buy. Sam Day, what kind of videos you talking just came in the house? I used to film pretty much any kind of videos. I used to film for churches. I used to film parties, some of everything, weddings. Scooby Doo, I have my screen print, vinyl, rhinestone, DTG, dooming, banner, sublimation, conveyor flash, and heat press in there. Needless to say, you will not find a couch there. Well, if you go to my house, I have my weight set up in there, and I don't know, I work out. I've always been pretty active, so that's something that I have always had either in my living room or wherever I could get it at in my house. So that's not a bad idea. You don't really need a couch. You making money. You don't have to sit down. Just sit down to eat. Aspire T-shirt works as who makes the music in my videos. I always leave a link for it in my videos, but most of my music comes from NCS, No Copyright Sounds, on YouTube. And also Mike Colombo has this copyright free music YouTube channel where he gives you can use the music for free. And both of those are people whose music I have used. And I have used, it's a little beat. It's kind of like an island sounding beat. I used it a couple of times at the end of my videos, and it actually came straight from YouTube, from their little music section. That's awesome, Jewel. It says one of your shirts was worn to see Mary J. Blige, and she autographed them on Friday. That's awesome. That is awesome. Let me see. Antonio Curry, you said can I shoot that to you via email? Are you talking about the forms that I use? Is that what you're talking about? If so, just say yes and send me post your email on here. And Jason, I think I have your email, but you can post it again just to be sure, and I'll go ahead and write both of them down. Yeah, Jason, because I think I should have yours, because I think you said that you do the remeshing of the screens. I should have yours. Marcus Abear, do you use any software such as the Rhinestone World Wizard, CADWorks Live, Digital Art Solutions, Inksoft, Advanced T-shirts? I use CADWorks Live for some things, and it's free, but the rest are expensive. I use Photoshop, Roll and Cut Studio, and occasionally Illustrator, but I'm not too good with Illustrator, so I don't really fool with it much. And those are the only 3 that I use. Let me see. Let me see. You have any trouble with your group sales of them saying you shorted them a shirt? We have this issue and looking for solutions. We count everything in it, and so I know we did not short them. Okay, William Hart. That's another idea. Another thing. I have had that issue before, and I count the shirts, and I don't even have the paper over here, but it's one other paper that I use is just for my personal use. When when I when I have to order the shirts, I always write down how many shirts, and I have a check mark that I put when I count the shirts, like when the order comes in, and I'll check it off to make sure that I have the correct amount of shirts. And like if they add shirts on, I'll put like a plus however many and put the new total of shirts, because sometimes I have people that want to add shirts. So, and then once I print the shirts, I count them again. Because sometimes I have had a shirt that I left in the box or something for some reason. So, you count them again, and that way you can go back and get that before you have a problem. But I had a customer that came and said that they was missing a shirt, but they never would come back and get the shirt. I was like, all right, I'll go on and do it for you. I was like, oh, you sure? Because I count the I always count the shirts twice. But I ended up putting that into this T-shirt agreement, and it's a spot on there. I actually have 2 spots for them to sign on this agreement. One is signing to say, yes, I agree, I'm accepting this agreement. And the other one is, it indicates, right here it says, on the second place where they sign, it says, above signature indicates that your product was received and all items ordered were accounted for and met your expectations. So I actually put that in there for problems like that. And what I do is I give them a copy of that sheet where I have checked it off, and I show it to them, and I say, this is my inventory sheet, so that you know how many shirts are in this box. And I have it wrote on there also. At the bottom, there are this many shirts, and then I have them checked off individually, and I give it to them, and I say, if you would like, we can count the shirts or whatever. And then before they leave, I get them to sign the second line on that T-shirt agreement. And once they do that, they had the opportunity to check the shirts before they left. Some people that, regulars, they don't usually check them, but I always say, check them out. I open up the box and I say, check everything out and make sure it's okay. And then once they do that, and I tell them, if you want, I can help you count them if you want to count the shirts. But here's the inventory sheet, and I can help you count them if you want to count the shirts. And most people don't, but I double check because I don't want any problems like that. I want to make sure that everything is good, once they leave. So that's the way that I got rid of that problem. Hey Teresa, you late. I tried calling you earlier, and then you called me interrupting. I feel like the worst customers are the ones who look for discounts or want a bunch of work done for nothing. I agree, Antonio. And one of my things that I don't like to do is printing shirts for my family, because a lot of times they want a discount. Like they know the prices that I charge and stuff, but then they'll be like, well, how much is it for this? I don't like printing for my family. That's one thing. And then I stick with my prices. I have had a lady, she was trying to order some birthday shirts. This was maybe a couple of years ago. She came in and she was wanting like a one design on the front, and then on the back it was going to be like a number and a name or whatever. And she was like, hey, I wanted to do business with you or whatever. I checked at these few places and they charge this price. If you can beat that match or beat that price, I'll go with you. So I was like, well, I can't do it for that price. I was like, if I was you, I'd just go with them, because I can't offer you that same price that they're offering you. So I ended up not doing the shirts for her, and it didn't hurt me, because if I would have done them for her trying to beat that price, I would have been out of money or making less money than I feel like my time is worth. So, you know, you can't let them talk you out of it. If you have a set price, you know, I feel like my prices are fair. My prices are not the most expensive prices, and they may not be the cheapest prices, but I feel like they are fair, and I just stick with them. Okay, come on. I'm getting quite a few questions, and I'm kind of behind. Let me see. And it just skipped up to the top, and I was reading the question. Okay. How do you like the GCC? It wasn't for me. Scooby-Doo say he has the Graph Tech and he loved it. The Roland salesperson told me to get that one over theirs. Go figure. Well, I never used the Graph Tech, but I really like the Roland. Let me see. Okay. Scooby-Doo says he uses Corel Draw now, but those software solutions make designing so much faster. Was wondering if it's worth the price. I have never. Oh, never mind. That was for Scooby-Doo. I'm sorry. Let me see. Now, Punch Man said he tried to get the GraphTech, but the salesperson said to get the Roland GS24. So, you know, it's all about preference, I believe, with a lot of stuff. As long as you're getting a good brand, you know, a lot of that is kind of based on preference. Like some people use Photoshop, some people use Corel, or some people use Adobe, some people use Corel. You know, it's all about preference. Some people can use both of them. And then I got Marcus Abear. He said, I have the GraphTech, no problem so far. And Punch Man, no problems with the rolling. So those are two good presses, good cutters, I'm pretty sure. How you doing, Winston from the Netherlands? Let me see. Okay, Antonio, I got your email. AN. All right. Let me see. Okay, Judah Israel wants the forms too. Let me write that down. Yep, I'll send that to you guys. And Marcus Abear, thanks for answering my question. You're welcome. Let me see. Okay, I got the emails, Israel. Marcus Abear says he just bought Corel 2017 and the learning curve is huge. They probably have some videos on YouTube. You know, you can go on there and kind of learn the basics. And then, I mean, I don't use Corel Draw myself. I'm just saying that by experience, the way that I learned Photoshop. You know, you go on there and you kind of learn the basics, and then you kind of play around with it. And then if it's specific things that you want to be able to do, you can search that, you know, search for that. And I'm pretty sure somebody has a video on most different subjects. So That's the way that I learned, and hopefully that'll help you if you can try that out. Ooh, this thing keep rolling up so fast, and I'm trying to. Let me see. Yeah, Jules Shelton, the family discount. Yeah, I hate that. Cause when I have people in my family that do things. Like my mom, she does flowers, and I had my coach, her husband passed like a month or so ago, and I bought a flower from my mom, and I always, I just pay the price that she have on there. I don't want no discounts, because when you come to me, I don't want you asking for no discount. Okay. And Scooby Doo says he used Photoshop for his sublimation. Okay, I finally caught up. All right, if y'all have any more questions, y'all can go ahead and ask them, or any comments, because I've been on here like an hour and 16 minutes, and y'all know I like to get my balling in. I like to go play a little ball on the weekends. So if y'all have any more questions, let me know, because I got to go, give me a little running around in. Marcus Abear, what program were you talking about that freezes up? William Hart, how those guys handle you kicking their butt? They be real hard on me. As a girl, they don't want to get showed up by you, so they're gonna be real hard on you. And I try to be real hard on them back. Man, I played yesterday. I was so tired. I played probably about 10 games in a row. I'm good at picking teams. Like, I know when I'm picking a team, I'm not picking this person because they my friend or whatever. I pick you by how you play. And we got out there, and I lost one game, and then I got picked up again. I was so tired yesterday, and I'm not back in shape where I need to be. But if I keep playing like that, I will be soon. Thank you, Aspire T-shirt Works. Aspire T-shirt Works said, "Thank you for all you do. You're the best on YouTube." I appreciate that. Thank you. And you're welcome, Aspire. You're welcome, Antonio Curry. Thank you, Punchman. Thank you, Marcus. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Scooby Doo. I appreciate you for watching too. No, Tim. You're a little bit late today, huh? I'm about to get off now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Scooby Doo. I'm thinking Scooby Doo. Like, I guess because that Scooby Doo is a guy. But I'm sorry about that. Thank you, Charlie Mack, for watching. And thank you for watching too, Judah. Tim Vogel, I'm getting off because you just came on here. I was gonna stay on, but since you just came, no, I'm just messing with you. I'm messing with you. I try to do this for about an hour, and I'm actually about 20 minutes over. And I want to get me a little workout in today so that I can go home and give me something to eat, get my shower, and get some more videos edited up. Yeah, I got 2 videos edited for this week, and I want to try to get, if I can get 2 more done. Cause last week, I posted 5 videos last week, but I didn't get another. Excuse me. I didn't get another one posted for Friday, so I only had 4. All right, Scooby Doo. I'll see you next time. All right. If anybody, if anybody have any questions, y'all go ahead and ask your questions, cause I'm getting ready to get up out of here. And I will be back on next Sunday. I got a video scheduled already for tomorrow, and the basketball video will be up either Tuesday or Wednesday. I just have to do the voiceover on it. And I'll be back on Sundays at 4 Central Time. So every Sunday you can catch me right here with all your questions. Bring all your questions and anything else y'all want to talk about. No, Tim Vogel, I have not even purchased that yet. Actually, I hadn't even looked at it yet. I'll try to look at it before Monday. Aspire T-shirt works. Yes, I do use Cut Studio. I always use Cut Studio to trace my designs, but first I design them in Photoshop, and then I save them as a JPEG, and I move them into Cut Studio and cut them out. Thank you, Punchman. I guess that's Punchman. Punch, M-A-E-N, Punchman. All right. If nobody else has a question, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Tim, I have not done the video yet. I haven't done it. I'll see you later, Scooby Doo, and I'll see the rest of you guys later too. And the video will be coming out at 6:30 a.m. tomorrow. If y'all want to wake up early to watch it, or if y'all already up, but it'll be coming out. It'll be available online at 6:30 a.m. in the morning. And I'm about to get on off of here. And I'll see you guys later. Let me see. I'm new to t-shirts, doing this with my daughter. I didn't know there was online for YouTube. Yep, you can find a lot of information. Reg 0313. All right. I'll see you guys later. See you guys next Sunday. And I should have a few videos up for y'all this week. I just have to get some editing done. But I got one that will be out for sure at 6:30 a.m. You can watch that one. And then Tuesday and Wednesday, I'll have videos up. And I got to work on the ones for Thursday and Friday. But I will see you guys later. And I'll see you guys next Sunday. Bye.